Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today I want to talk to you about armament conversions, which were added to the game today, although this video will probably go live a day later. And we're going to do a bunch of conversions, and I want to talk about why it is that these are so important, because this might be the single biggest power level boost and collection enjoyment boost that players are going to get in a very, very long time. Why is that the case, and what is an armament conversion? An armament conversion effectively takes an armament you've got for one formation and you switch it to another one. For example, this armament over here, it's got all these cav stats, which are pretty decent. It's got artisan, skill damage, and okay, it's a double inscription, but not all that impressive. The enduring counterattack is, not crazy, but the two of these things combined is pretty nice. 4.5% counterattack and 3% more skill damage and some nice stats. But I'd really like to put this on my wedge formation, because no matter how many times I seem to reroll here, I can't seem to get this archer attack to go away, all right? So what you can do with an armament conversion, you can take an armament and, like I said, move it to another formation. To do that, you click this little button right over here, and I want to switch this over to be wedge. Now, I'm not just doing this willy-nilly. I spent a bunch of time trying to figure out, what do I want this to be? Here it is, wedge, all right? That's the one, confirm. So when I make this swap, I'm going to be able to put this on my other commander and be in a really great spot. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger here. This is going to cost me 3 conversion stones. The cost is going to go up based on what you're doing. If you do a armament with no inscription or a single common inscription, it's 1. A single rare inscription is 3. A single special inscription is 10. And for 2 inscriptions on a single armament, you add 2. So this has the base cost of 1 plus the additional cost of 2 in order to do this swap. And if we just get a look at my entire collection before I make this swap, there's not really a better one for me. And I think this is important because it's not always clear, how do you find the best one across all of your formations? And what I have found is the best way to go and do this is to go over to your items, go to armaments, and actually go to recycle one. And from here, you get 2 sets of filters, okay? One of them will let you say, hey, I want the emblem slot in this particular instance, right? You could pick the formation, but we don't want to pick a formation. We want to look for the best cav stuff we have anywhere. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select cavalry, right? You can see this double inscription, as it turns out, is pretty good. Now, I also have this one, but I got special plans for this armament. It's going to move over to a combo formation, all right? But you can see now I can click through some of my other armaments and try to find the best ones across every single one of my formations in a fairly easy way. I mean, this one's pretty decent, 2.7 attack, 3.4 defense, right? So, Watchman, that's the one I already have. Right. Oh, man. Even for this formation, I'm sure I've deleted some triple stat ones for these formations. That is such a rip. Whatever, it is what it is. We just sort of hope to forget that we did these things that made sense before you could switch, but now that you can, you're going to wish you had hoarded. Ooh, that's really nice for archers. Anyways, I think we reached end of the line here for cav stuff. I could mess around with this one, right? So you see what I'm showing you here is you can go and you can get a look around, and when you get a look around, you may be kind of surprised what you find for your armaments that are in your collection that are available. In this instance, I don't know. Let's go look at this Seal of War real quick. Maybe I would do that one instead, right? So we swing on over. Ooh, GG. I already re-rolled this one a ton of times. Oh my God. So I have no transmutations left on this one too. Okay, I'm not going to do anything with that one. So I think we've got it locked in for what is a gain on my calves for now, right? Replacing this one to get a little bit more stats, and instead of 1.5% less damage taken, we'll deal 3% more skill damage, and we'll deal 4.5% counterattack damage. That seems pretty decent to me. All right, so here we go. Let's make the swap. We're switching over to this. Boom, boom. Easy peasy. Cost me 3. We're going to hit the button here. And just like that, we've done our very first conversion. And now... Oh, it automatically equipped something. Oh, no, it didn't. It's just showing me in my inventory. Okay. Now we're going to have to do a bunch of preset changes, and this is kind of important. If you don't change all your presets everywhere you've made the change, you're not going to realize the benefit of having made the swap. In fact, if I go and I load my existing preset for this, it's going to pull this same armament back into this spot. So I'm going to swap this in. This is looking a little bit better now, right? Not a perfect set, but it's not terrible either. And we can go and we can update my presets. I will do that on my own time, all right? Now, when it comes to getting these conversion stones, there's a couple ways you can get them. One they've mentioned is KVK rewards. Another you may have noticed when you logged in is if you go on over to your achievements, all the way over here, you can scroll on down, and there are, in fact, achievements for collecting legendary armaments over time. 4,000 of them gets you the max number of achievements here, and there were 20 conversion stones I got, which is pretty nice. That's really nice, actually. But the other way you can get conversion stones is in a monthly bundle. Now, this monthly bundle, if you're a big spender, feels to me like it's really important. Why is that the case? Because when a new formation is released, if you want to move in on that formation, you can do that if you have a bunch of conversion stones saved up. So let's go see how far this bundle goes, and I think it does go pretty dang far. So $10 for one conversion stone, we're going to start there. We buy that. Then we get $20 for two conversion stones. And keep in mind, these conversion stones are the only thing in the bundle, so this is not a cheap bundle. Then $50 for three conversion stones. Ooh, it's getting really expensive really quickly. $20 for two? And then $50 for three. That escalated fast. Yeah, that's how powerful these conversion stones are. I don't know if people understand, but these things are insane. I'm going to buy this because I'm just going to say this is worth it. And then for $100, you can get 5. And you can buy this bundle 7 times? Okay. Well, obviously, the overtime value here is the smaller tiers of that bundle, right? Like, very obviously, that is a higher value way of going about that. My God. So it's actually like $200 to switch a legendary inscription armament. Or you get them overtime for free, right? But here's the thing. For players like me that rally in Garrison, that have sets like this, there was this situation that was really frustrating that you could find yourself in, okay? And that frustrating situation was that you place a legendary inscription only to get a better base armament a little bit later. And that's what happened to me. So you can see here, if I sort by infantry stats, okay, we compare to this bad boy, there are a lot more stats on this one over here. Now, up until this point in time, it was kind of like, too bad, so sad, sucks to suck, which it did not feel good. It really didn't feel good. Because I pulled this like 2 weeks after I deployed over here, and even after re-rolling, I didn't improve these stats a meaningful amount. But if we just do some quick math here, we're 0.4% better on the health. We are, how much better over here? 0.6% better on the defense. So there's 1% of stat boost total. And then there's another 0.8% stat boost over here. So I could gain 1.8% of stats for $200. And I'm going to do it. That feels a little crazy, but I'm going to do it. Now, you may be like, what do you mean you're going to do it, Chisgule? How do you do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this armament over here and I'm going to move it to a new formation. A formation where I don't have a legendary inscription in this slot, and I really want to have one. I'm going to convert this armament to be an echelon. And then I'm going to go back into the shop and buy a new invincible and deploy it over here. Oh boy, good times had by all. So let's just bite the bullet. We're just going to do it. And before I do, as I mentioned, the thing you ought to do is just go in and find a way to do a filter. Maybe there's a better filter. You leave a comment down below. But I go to the recycle view, okay? I'm going to select flag, and I'm going to select infantry. And you can see I got a couple decent ones. Oh, that's actually not very good. I got a good one over here, right? And that's my good one. The one good one. That's my best one. And that's what I was trying to sort of prove. The other way you could swing this is you could say, well, I'm going to pick an armament that's got, 3.5, 3.3 and a trash stat on it. I'm going to put an inscription on there. Try to reroll it a bunch and hope I get a good stat, right? What a gamba. I'm not going to do that gamba. Okay? I'm not going to do it that way. I think this is the better way of running it. All right? This one's decent. I got some decent ones here. Mid, low. Whatever. Enough of that. Let's do the thing. It's time. Time has come to do the thing. These are not cheap. This is a very whaled play I'm about to make for 1.7% of stats. Feels weird, but I just need to do it and stop talking about it, and then I can just be done with it. And that is why I'm making this video. We're going to Civilized. There it is. Glory of Battle. Confirm. This is a great armament for an open field march. I'm going to be very happy with this. I suspect it's going to be a good time. All right. And 10 of these stones. That's a $200 play. Wow. Here we go. It's so stressful. Why is this so stressful? Done. Okay. I did it, chat. I did the thing. Now, this means that I'm going to take, where'd that armament go? Filter. We'll go for infantry. We equip this bad boy over here. Now, we need to go put a legendary inscription on this guy. To do that, we're going to head on back to the shop. Over here. I know where I'm going. And we're going to get it for Arch. The legendary battle standard of the North. All right. And there it is. Cost me 8. It ain't cheap. Stressful. We do it. And then we apply that, and we're in business. Again, I'm going to have to redo like all my presets. It is what it is, but no inscriptions. Okay, holy cow, that was confusing. I just spent the last, I don't want to admit how long, clicking around like a clown, but you click this little icon over here, and there's an Inscribe tab up top. Wow, I never would have figured that one out. Holy cow, I was really stressed for the last 5 minutes. Okay, we got there. Invincible. We inscribe this bad boy over here. We are looking good, baby. We did it. Stress. Okay. Slight gains. They are slight, but gains are gains when you're a rally lead. You just trust me. Gains are gains. Okay, now, from here, what else did I want to show you? We figured out how to inscribe, which had a slight heart attack when I couldn't figure out where the heck to do that. I suppose we can just do a couple more swaps just to show you what I have cooking up with this Trajan, because you may be like, Chis, what the heck are you up to, bro? And there's a couple things that I need to do here. What I'm ultimately doing is building a really wicked echelon set, and I've been trying to do this for a while. But what I can do is pull up the special inscription, and we replace this over here. All right. Step 1, done. Over here, I need to get a good armament, and over here, I need to get a good armament. Okay. We need some good ones. So I have a couple good ones cooking up that are just on the bench right now, kind of. This one over here on Trajan. We're going to move this over. Hardy, great stats. This is awesome. What are we talking about? This is a great one. So I think we move this one over. And let's do that now. So we're going to switch this to be a Seal of War. All right. And that just costs us 1. Not bad. Okay, not bad. So we confirm. Great. And it may seem like I'm doing this on the fly, but I spent more hours than I would care to admit figuring out all of these things. And this one's pretty cool, guarded and primed, but unfortunately, we're missing a stat over here. It rolled so high on some of these stats. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford the crystals to reset on that, but I don't think that I will. The other one that I wanted to do is in here. We're going to sort by infantry. And it's this bad boy. Just sitting on the bench. Can you believe he's just sitting on the bench? But I feel like this one is better. I did a lot of thinking to figure that one out. The combination of respite plus fit, even though the stats are low, I think it's better overall. So I've been using this double in script. May change my mind. I got a lot of thoughts there. But let's go and take this one. This only costs 1 stone. Seems pretty decent. And we switch that over here. And we go like that. And suddenly you can see why this is like so powerful as a technique, right? So this is going to cost me 1. Seems good. Confirm. Confirm. And it's done. Okay, now. Now we are cooking. Okay, so on my Trajan, I think at this point we can switch him over to Echelon. All right. And we need to, got some decent, like I could have put something on this. It would have been pretty good, but I didn't have anything particularly amazing here. And the all damage is great. What are we talking about? So we remove this, we remove this. This is pretty decent, but we remove that. This, honestly, it ain't bad for now. Loosed is kind of, whatever. But let's go and we take the new infantry stuff that we got. We equip Fearsome. We equip, honestly, we got to take this double. Replace, yes. Okay. Replace with that. And replace here. And suddenly we're like kind of cooking with this, right? Now I still need to figure out exactly what I'm doing with this armament. I haven't sorted that out yet. I have a lot of strong feelings here. We're going to leave it on for now. And what we'll do is we'll go into the settings and update our preset here. This is inf echelon. It is no longer a work in progress per se. Delete, confirm, save. What is this? The following armaments in this loadout. I'm just going to hit cancel. Oh, I needed to click over there. I know what I did. Okay. Inf echelon whip. It's still kind of a whip. We're not quite done. But that's looking pretty good. And Civilized should have some really crazy synergy with Drums of War. We're going to have to figure that out. All right. But this is the power of sort of being able to switch things around. There's more switching that I'm still going to do, by the way, for those of you 20 minutes into a Chisgule Gaming video. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Consider subscribing and throwing a like on the vid. But the sort of next big optimization that I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go make a Delta set. And it's kind of wild, the like collection of things that I have that will go on this Delta set. So I've got this armament over here that I'll move over to Delta. Remember, Delta is the combo formation, where combos have a chance to trigger bellicose and also are enhanced by normal damage. So like this will be an awesome armament to switch over. I'm going to get like a really high statted armament. I think I've got one over here, right? Like I could move this over and either inscribe it with something as a temporary inscription, or I could get a legendary inscription. So the scroll is sorted, the flag is sorted. I showed you earlier, I had that one, this guy. I'm going to move this over. Okay. So there's a rare inscript. We'll have that on the formation. And then the last piece of the puzzle, dude, this is why I think I'm going to go for combo, and I think I'm going to push for this, is that you may remember the very first legendary inscription armament I got, right? Do you remember this? This legendary special inscription is this guy right here. And I was debating what I switch this to, because I got a lot of options, but having the instrument is very critical, okay, for the combo formation. And it's already got cav defense on there of 2.6. Rather than try to do this from just scratch, raw, like, 1.9 infantry attack and try to roll an infantry, I don't think that's the play. I think I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip this to combo and re-roll to calves on this. But I'm not going to mess with any of that yet until we do the Arthur testing, which is going to happen soon. But I'm feeling pretty good about this as a direction. And this is a part of the reason I absolutely love this update, is that now you can just be so much more strategic. And I still want to just deploy this guy over here. I'm just going to do a little bit of testing before I ultimately do that. And it is worth mentioning, I have one of these weird converters. Like technically I could convert this thing into whatever slot I wanted, weirdly enough. I could do the same thing over here too. I got some wacky options for things I could do, but I don't think I'm going to mess with it. I think the easiest thing will just be swap this over and just feel great about that and just roll with this stat. But now the way that you think about your account should be completely different. And what do I mean by that? Again, this is like the secret call out at the end of the video, right? Which is that for a long time, I've advocated that you need to think about your commanders in terms of your breakdown of like infantry, archers, cavalry. And these days you need to consider like leadership armies and also siege armies, right? But in addition to that, now you also need to think in terms of, okay, and how many armament sets am I going to build for each of those troop types as well? Because you could switch the formation. Yeah, it's not cheap, but you could switch the formation now. So like in a blink of an eye, if they release some new infantry formation, I could theoretically spend, 40 plus stones and just move everything over to the new formation. Right? Which, okay, I get that that's expensive, but now you can think of your account just in terms of how many armies of each troop type am I going to build? Not just for the equipment, but also for the armaments. And very importantly, you should move all in on one formation as the main formation that you work on, and everything else you should switch to the other formations. Switch to the other formations. What am I saying? Like, why do I mean that? Well, here's what I mean. You see, when you work on a formation, you build up toward pity. Pity is a guaranteed rare inscription every 150 pulls, and every 1,500 pulls, it's a guaranteed legendary, as you can see from your wish list. So what you should do is you should just work on one formation, get that formation to the point where it flips over and you get the legendary inscription, and then go work on another formation. Do you see what I mean? Everything you open should be for one formation until you get a legendary inscription for that formation, then swap off of that formation entirely. Okay? Just swap off that formation entirely. And if there's some other formation you want to do, then what you do is you convert those armaments over. This is especially true for a spender. It is still, I think, true for a free-to-play or low spender, because you really do want to build toward these pities. And even though it will take you longer, the strategy is still sound. And for the most part, Arch is maybe not the best formation. I would say generally Wedge is a really good formation for sort of being universally good with just a lot of different things. Like, skill damage is going to work with Cavs, it's going to work with archers, and it's going to work with infantry. So just work on Wedge, easy answer here. And then, if a new formation comes out, or you want to work on, another set, you just move everything over to the sort of new troop type, and or not new troop type, the new formation. And that's a cool way to do it. Okay. That's kind of where my head's at for now. And I think this update solves so many problems. I'm so hyped for it. The only thing that I need to still work on, honestly, is, I need to take my Wedge up to the sort of pity, as I was describing. And I just have this one armament now that's like really sus. The rest of my armaments are in a pretty good spot after a few of those swaps. Yeah, I mean, some of these aren't perfect, honestly, but, it's always a work in progress, I suppose. But, dude, there's so much you can do with this now. Holy smokes. This video has gone on long enough. If you enjoyed it, throw a like on here, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more videos about this topic, probably in, a week or two when there's a relevant armament-related event that shows up. I'll resurface some of this stuff. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody.